Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor of being the president of this amazing organization. And today we really have a really incredible guest. I know a lot of anchors, a lot of reporters and journalists, and it's not an easy job. And one thing I really respect about our guest is she's constantly bolstering nonprofits and getting the word out and really going above and beyond in emceeing events and all that you do. So why don't you introduce yourself without further ado?
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I am Katey Roshetko. I'm the host of KOLO 8 Morning Break. It's our 9 to 10 a.m. lifestyle show. And I get so comfortable in the hosting roles that I don't know if you noticed, but like literally the camera's turned on and I went, hey, like I'm ready to interview you guys. So being on this side of the microphone, I'm a little nervous, but very excited.
Is on the other foot.
I know. It's a good thing you liked me interviewing you, so hopefully that means you'll be nice to me.
Do you know?
Killed it this morning.
Do you know how this happened?
No.
No, I don't remember. I went on your show on the morning break on the KOLO, and I was like, hey, would you want to be on it? And you're like, yeah, I'd love to be on the podcast. That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah. When was that? Was that a minute ago? 'Cause I don't remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone a few weeks ago.
You showed up. That's what matters.
That's what
did.
matters. A
You
few
did.
minutes late because, man, traffic at 5 o'clock, very different than at 3 in the morning.
Well,
So true.
this is a little different though. I mean, this is all pre-recorded, so if you say something you don't want to say, you can let me know.
I love that. I
He'll
love
still
that.
play
All
it.
right, let's scratch this whole thing so far. No, I'm just kidding.
and I'll still play it. No, it's called outtakes, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. I love some good bloopers.
Yes, you do. I love Jamie, how she like throws things at you.
Yes, Jamie
during the show.
Chapman,
Yes.
Midtown Reno. I never
Yes.
know what she's gonna bring. I didn't know you were gonna bring a stuffed animal hedgehog.
I know.
on
I
the
was
show.
so excited to
That
do it. I was
really
like,
fun. I know we love that kind of things that like break up the norm of the show and stuff. So we literally like made what we call like a name super. So
Love
it says
it.
Cuddles the hedgehog. Whenever we
Beautiful.
introduced Cuddles. So he's a star now.
He is a star. Actually, my daughter had a hedgehog, and he passed away, and his name was Cuddles, so it was really special for my daughter. But even Rebecca Kitchen came in the green room, and she like hugged him.
Oh yes, that's
cute.
just the start of what Cuddles is going to be
That's
doing
right.
and stuff. So I love
Wow,
that.
that's crazy. So
He's like moving on now.
as we move forwards, we're gonna shout out our sponsors and our sponsorship segment. Our first sponsor is Shelley's Hardware here in Sparks. They are an awesome local hardware store. They do so much for the community. They support they support Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. And beyond that, they've sponsored several of our events and stuff too, giving us great raffle items and all sorts of things. They really care about the community. If you need that singular bolt,
Literally.
yeah. Or if you need that big, snow blower,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, that would have been nice.
I don't know if Katie knows this, but because you're not from here originally, but that Shelley's Hardware used to be an actual airplane hangar back in the
No
day.
way.
So they
Yeah.
have these cool shirts that show airplane hangar and memorabilia.
That was before my time. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so it's been here a long time. They really care about the community. They're local. And they've been on the show. They're awesome people. So if you want to support local, you want to support Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, shop at Shelley's Hardware. They're small, local, and they care about the community. The next sponsor we're going to highlight is Spherion. Spherion, they understand the local and unique needs of Northern Nevada. They connect qualified candidates with leading companies, ensuring the right fit every time. Whether you need administrative support, light industrial staff, or professional hires, Spherion takes the stress out of staffing. Call or text Spherion today and find out more by texting 775-829-8367. Isn't that cool that you can text them?
It is pretty cool.
Like,
I need a
for
job.
a job. Hey, I need a job, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're great. They're local. They care about the community, and they support the Community Cares podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, the VP. Great guy and great team over there for sure.
Yeah, and the last sponsor we're going to highlight today is Relentless Business Mastery. They are a local Reno-based digital marketing agency specializing in services such as local SEO, web development, pay-per-click advertising, social media management, and business consulting. They focus on helping small businesses and entrepreneurs in the Reno-Sparks area enhance their online presence and attract more customers. The agency is led by Jason Messick, who is a friend and a very, very good man. during one of our fundraisers, he came in. He's like, "Hey, Dave, no one's here anymore. Do you need help putting away chairs?"
He's a nice guy, yeah.
That's
He's a
awesome.
business owner. He's like, he supports the podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, but I want to help. I want to help make sure that people get what they need. I want to make sure that you guys get what you guys need. And he supports us in so many different ways. So that's the kind of sponsors we have, guys, is these people that care about the community, that want to see Sparks and Reno flourish and make sure that we are a community that is moving the needle forwards and not just being stagnant. They really care about movement, right?
Yeah.
So true.
And that's all Good Shepherds is about, is that movement, which brings me to our guest today.
I'm excited to learn more about Katey.
Careful, guys. It'll be a real boring podcast.
Well, we have 30 minutes of you
right.
here talking. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of interesting stuff. I know some questions I have in my brain.
Okay.
But let's start. Maybe some history.
Okay.
What brought you to the Reno Sparks area? Why are you here? Why do you care about it?
Why journalism?
Yeah. No, those are all great questions because I always tell people I'm a renal transplant and they never believe me because I have been so immensely connected to the community pretty much since day one. I did come for the job. So I have a journalism degree, a broadcast journalism degree, and a master's in strategic communications. I got that when I was in school in Virginia. I went to a little Christian school called Liberty University, if a lot of people have probably heard of it. And then from there, I'm approaching my 10-year anniversary in news. So, we can go back 4 years ago to 6 years in news. Now I'm looking for my next job. My husband's from Sacramento. And I was like, okay, we basically, when we leave Virginia, we want to move to the West Coast. We were looking at and applying for jobs everywhere on, west of Denver, essentially, just anything and everything. But the unique thing about us is that we both are in broadcasting. He's a director at KOLO. So he works behind the scenes. I work in front of the camera and as a producer. And we were kind of looking for a unicorn job. We needed a TV station that was hiring, a director and an anchor. And, ideally we'd love the same days off, and ideally we would love to work the same shift. And all of a sudden, KOLO gives us a call and, we're like, okay, this could be great. And I actually applied just to be, a normal reporter. That's what I was looking forward to doing. And I started to talk to the news director, and he's like, actually, we're thinking about launching a lifestyle show at 9 a.m. It doesn't exist yet, but it seems like with the background you have and all the work you've done producing and working in Virginia, doing kind of some similar stuff, you might be a really good fit. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll definitely give it a shot if you'll give me a shot, But at this point, I'm like, I've never launched a TV show before, right? I was like, but okay, let's do it. So I got hired. I moved here. My husband got a job, that unicorn job, same shift, same days off, same TV shows that we would be working on. And then the week after I got here, that news director left, and I was like,
Okay, dokie.
Okay, so we have this lifestyle show. So now there's an interim news director, there's an interim general manager, or I guess he was the new manager at the time, and he's like, and I was like, okay, so I'm here. What do you want me to do? And they're like, we don't know. We just got here too. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I basically just hit the ground running. And I mean, I'm a pretty eclectic person. I have a lot of interests, and I love people, and I love what people are interested in. And so basically I was like, okay, what are some of those things that make up a lifestyle show? Whether it's cooking or gardening or nonprofit work, small businesses, anything and everything. I was really just throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks. Just like, okay, let's try this. And we launched in January of 2022, and we've been going strong ever since. Those first few months was hard. I was barely getting maybe 1 or 2 interviews a day. Now we're doing 4 or 5, and
That's
you guys can
amazing.
attest. The green room is always bumping.
It is.
I'm always jealous of our guests in the green room because it kind of becomes a little bit of party. It's a networking experience because the show has become so eclectic, and I really feel like it just has become what our Reno, Sparks, Northern Nevada community is. Because I mean, I have met so many people, and not a single person is exactly the same, and yet there are so many overlaying, what's the word, just like ways in which they overlap, right? Because people
right.
are way more, the same than they are different.
Yeah.
It's so true, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we always talk about differences, like just individually or see differences, but there's a lot of common ground that we have in Northern Nevada.
Yeah, especially your Northern Nevada pride. I mean, I've lived in a lot of places. I don't think I've lived in like a Battleborn, Reno place in a long time, like maybe if you're from like Chicago or LA, you kind of hold on to like those like, yes, this is my identity, but Reno, you guys y'all love being from Northern Nevada.
And I think a big part of that is how we're an island, right? Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot around here. Mm-hmm. It's Reno. There's Carson, Sparks, obviously, and Sacramento. The biggest city around here is 3 hours away, which that adds to that separation piece, right?
Yeah.
Because even Sacramento, there's bigger cities near Sacramento.
Yeah, right? No, I know. It really is an island.
So I mean, and especially when those snowstorms and stuff hit and the pass gets cut off, right? You really are isolated in Reno unless you can take a flight. Yep. And so for those that are homeless that need extra support here in Reno, I know for them it is almost impossible. Because of that, right? Yeah. Which is why we need the CARES campus, which is why we need Circle of Life, which is why we need Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, is because we are such an island, which is why we have so many resources here, is because it's hard to get other places where there's other resources. Yeah. And even expanding into Carson City, which we've done recently with Mountain Vista Baptist Church, with our microcloset down there, it is complicated even there. We partner with some of the other nonprofits there, Fish and a few others, and the people we interact with, they basically say that they're stuck. They say that there's nowhere to go, and they need to be where they're at this moment, and they feel that way, and they feel like there's nothing else for them. So to be able to provide hope and dignity to help them have that little bit of a bump up is so important.
And I just want to say Northern Nevada, our community, is so generous. Like when there's truly a need, it doesn't matter. All different walks of life come together and make it happen. And we see it time and time again. And that's why I love how, you cover all the different nonprofits. I'm curious to ask, what is your interest in nonprofits? Like, because I do notice when you talk about, you're not just saying like you're passionate about nonprofits, and what fuels you for that?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it just comes to my family. I was raised in an evangelical Christian household. 6 out of the 7 days of the week we were at church in some capacity. And so a lot of that involved volunteering, whether it was with the church or the youth group was going out and doing missions works or community service projects. There was always something going on. And then on top of that, my dad is a really big proponent in, God country community, and so even though he was, a colonel in the Air Force and he was incredibly busy, he was always making time to be a part of this board and that nonprofit, volunteering his time to speak at, this veterans event or work with the American Red Cross, all of these different things. So I never thought of anything differently, and I think that that's where a lot of my passion for nonprofit comes into work, because like you said, we are such a generous community, and there is just something so incredibly sacrificial about working in nonprofits, because a lot of it is thankless work. A lot of it is, there's not a lot of glory in it. It's a lot of meeting people where they're at, and sometimes that can be very difficult. And so to be able to be willing to step into that, see the humanity in the midst of these very difficult situations, meeting people sometimes even on their worst day, and being able to say like, hey, like, don't give up, here's food, here's clothes, here's something to get you through the next couple of hours, the next few days, whatever it is that you need. I know Chef Jonathan Chapin, he's the cook on our show. He comes on Tuesdays.
Super cool guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. So he owns a private catering company, Reno Recipes, and one of the things he says all the time is that when he was at his lowest, I mean, we're talking, jail, drugs, alcohol, suicide attempts, everything. When he was at his lowest, there was one person who gave him 1 ounce of hope, and that was all he needed to restart his life. And now look at him now. I meet people all the time who knew that old Chapin, and they're like, wait, Chapin, right? You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Chapin. He's my bud. And I am so inspired by him because the Chapin I know and the Chapin I work with every single week is not that Chapin. He's a testament of what you can do when you are given hope. And a lot of that hope came from incredibly generous people in the community and a lot of nonprofits.
What a powerful word, hope.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I think that, the world's dark enough as is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be adding any more darkness into it. And so if I get an hour of people's days just to kind of shed a little light on, what are those cool people doing cool things in the community that you may or may not have ever heard about, to give you a little bit of that hope.
Yeah, it helps.
I really think that that's where, my giving back comes in. I may get a paycheck for the show, but the content of the show is all me. I am the gatekeeper. I determine, who comes on the show, and I say that kind of in jest because I ain't no gatekeeper. I am a open door to everybody, and I think that's just really what makes Northern Nevada beautiful is that they open their doors to me so I can open mine to them.
Well, we've really appreciated your support, and whenever we have an event or anything going on, you've been very generous with us, had us on the show, so thank you.
Thank you. No, it is my pleasure. Like I said, it's why I got into journalism. I wanted to be a storyteller. I love the performance aspect of broadcasting, but I had to do it for a higher purpose than just, being on TV.
Right,
That's only going to give you so much fuel to get up at 3:00 in the morning, and stuff. But when I look at my lineup for the day and I'm like, oh, I get Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet on the show, or, I get this cool business that's just opening up, and they wouldn't be able to afford, hundreds of dollars in advertising, but that's what my show's here for. It's this mom and pop shop that they're finally stepping into a passion that they have, whatever it is, that gets me really excited.
That's why I like watching your morning show when I'm able to, because you feel that coming through when you're up there and the different nonprofits and businesses. What age were you when you decided I want to be a journalist, which is a really crazy career in a good way, but it's hard to make it.
I wish I had this, I always wanted to be a journalist, but no, I was about 20 and in college and getting kicked out of the theater program because I wasn't very good, and I was crying in a McDonald's parking lot, what am I gonna do with my life? I've only wanted to do theater.
That was pretty dramatic. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, Chaz.
This is your opportunity, Liberty University. No, so I always loved theater, and that's where the performance aspect of broadcasting comes in that I just absolutely love. And so I think really, truly, it's that kind of idea that I wasn't going to leave theater until theater left me, and God has a funny way of doing that, of making you go in the direction that he wants you to go, regardless of whether or not you want to go there.
It's definitely it's definitely a calling for you.
Yeah, it really did step into it. And I have to thank my best friend. She was my college roommate, and she basically was like, okay, well, let's break down theater. What is it at its essence, at its core that you love about theater? And narrowed it down to performance as storytelling. And she basically was like, well, it kind of sounds like broadcast journalism to me. And I was like, okay, I guess you're right. And changed my major on Monday and never looked back. And so, I was about 20 when I realized that broadcast journalism had all the things I loved about theater, but again, with that higher purpose. I wanted to be able to serve my community and get a paycheck every 2 weeks. And I was like, this is how I'm going to do it. I do not have the stamina for rejection that I know a lot of people in the arts have to have. And so I was like, okay, this is a little bit more up my alley, a little bit more my speed. And so opportunities kind of continued from there, and I dabbled, I was like, at first I want to be a sports reporter. I wanted to be on ESPN covering Super Bowls. And then I was like, no, I love sports. I do not want to make sports my life. I will end up hating sports, and there goes my Sundays. You know what I mean? And,
Dare I ask what sports teams you like?
Oh, don't even. Okay, so I was born into a Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Guardians family, but I'm married into a San Francisco Giants, New England Patriots family. So that's where my loyalties lie. Are you shaking your head at me?
No, I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything. I said it with your eyes.
That's right. Our audio listeners don't know, but Our video will.
Okay. He's gonna be like canceled. So anyway, so that's where my loyalties lie. My whole family, my dad's whole side of the family is from Cleveland. So Cleveland is like in the blood, like it's thick and stuff. And then being dating my husband Sam and marrying him, during the Patriots Super Bowl run was, just incredible to see, that 10 plus years of incredible football. And we back, baby. Don't let this last Super Bowl fool you. This is just the beginning. So I love sports, but not enough to make it my job. You know what I mean? Like that's a really niche thing to really understand, is that you can love something, but sometimes when it becomes, your sole focus or your paycheck, it can really take the passion out of it.
Powerful.
So I really think you have to be careful. And so I love watching football on Sundays. I didn't want to go to a game. I wanted to stay on my couch. You know what I mean? Like that's how I want to enjoy sports. I didn't want to make it my life. And so from there, it was basically like, okay, where else can I go that, is going to have opportunities for me? And local news was just kind of that perfect fit. And so I'm now on my third TV station. I've done everything from producing to reporting to anchoring, and now kind of hosting this lifestyle TV show. And I do kind of feel like everything up until this point, all the twists and turns and all the no's and all of the promotions I didn't get and all of the, it's not quite exactly what I wanted it to be, but okay, I'll do it anyways. All of that has led to me being able to be here. And I honestly thought I was going to be here for 3 years. I signed a 3-year contract for Reno. I was like, okay, I was like, I'm done. We're going to bigger and better things and stuff. And now I'm on year 4, and it's hard to even picture leaving Reno because I love it so much. That Reno quicksand they warned me about, it got me, and it got me good.
You. And now you have some roots, because if it's appropriate, you just recently had a child.
Yeah, she had, recently is how I think of it, but she's going to be 2 next month.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. It feels like just yesterday.
I know.
It goes by so quick.
It's she's freaking adorable. I love it so much. And we're definitely starting to put down roots, when we're thinking, what are the opportunities? There's still a pull to go to Sacramento. Don't cancel me. There's a pull just because of family,
sure.
And I think, once you start having kids, you start to realize that, the luxury of having grandma and grandpa, around the corner is nice. 2 hours is great, but, being able to drop them off in a moment's notice would also be really nice. And, I wanted to be raised near that. I wanted to be raised near aunts and uncles. And so there's a pull to Sacramento, but I think we're kind of just waiting our time and saying, okay, God, our hearts, where we want to go and where we want to end up, but, it's all in your timing.
Yeah.
Well, we're lucky to have you for whatever time it is, and I thank you for following your calling too. Like, you're so passionate, and thank you for all that you do in our community for the nonprofits.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love it.
That was cheesy, man.
What? It's genuine. Why did you?
No, that is genuine.
Well, it's just from my heart. Jeez.
Well, I'm just gonna scoot over here closer to Chaz.
You probably
Can you give him a hard time, please?
You probably should.
Always. You're gonna come on my show one of these days, and I am gonna be like,
ask him a really just
Dave.
bad
I don't know if that was genuine or not. Sounded a little scripted.
Yeah, it's all right. Chaz, he's a genuine guy.
Yeah.
You're a genuine guy.
How long have you guys been friends? Because you have a rapport.
We're friends.
We're friends. That's what I was gonna say, dude.
I love you.
Wow. Only true friends can say that.
Actually, it's been like 6 years now.
Okay.
No, 3.5.
No, I've been on the board for over 4 years.
Really?
I've been president for 3 years now.
No.
Yes, and I
really?
had a year before
That's crazy.
that. And then before that, I knew you 6 months. That's 4.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Jeez, that's wild.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I would have thought you guys were like raised together, like brothers or something.
Wow.
You kind of act like it.
I know, right?
Then you missiled me to join this board. We're like 6 months behind the rent, about to shut down as a nonprofit.
1 year, I felt like we knew each other for like 10 years, dude. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, which is beautiful in like adult friendships. Can we just say how hard it is to make adult friends?
It's hard.
And stuff, so y'all found...
Oh, it's not hard for me.
I don't have a lot of friends.
I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
I have more friends than you, Chaz.
You probably do. You probably do, brother. No, I think we both should. Can I be genuine?
I don't know. Can you?
Here I am just trying to set you up for a little bro-fest moment here. Squash.
I was going to say that I think we get along so well because we both share a passion to help the vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he has a great heart, even though it doesn't look like it.
This is a different side of you. Usually I get kind of like buttoned up Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 2 minute Dave.
Yeah,
That's what you get.
exactly. It's like, I'm coming in, I have an agenda, I need to talk about
gotta
this
say
point
the
and this
stuff.
point and this point, and we're done. And stuff.
Yeah, longer form.
Wow.
You're on. This is longer form, dude.
Yeah.
A different guy.
I love it.
Different guy.
Hey, I love it. This guy should come and do morning break sometime with me and
Well,
stuff like that.
I'm not
Except
sure
we
the
can't
ratings would
edit
be
it,
good.
so you gotta be careful.
There's a different dynamic to live, for sure.
It's it's a crazy thing to be able to do what we're doing, like truly in the Reno Sparks area, to see how we've been able to move forwards. Being here, how many years have you said you've been here? I'm sorry.
4.
4 years. 4 years time. The progress for our city is crazy to think about.
No, it is.
It is.
I can be a testament. I know when you live in an area for your whole life, it's easy to just be like, oh, another year, whatever and stuff. But for me, let me be a testament. Like the Reno I moved to 4 years ago is not the same Reno I live in now, and I see that. I see that firsthand because, as a journalist, we're kind of given that, open door policy to a lot of things kind of going on behind the scenes within the cities and different things like that. But truly, it is incredible to see how much things have grown, how many businesses have, come and gone and come again. Like it's really, really cool to see the growth here in this community. And again, like how collaborative you are. You just mentioned you have 3 really incredible sponsors, businesses here in town that are supporting nonprofits. And that's
so
why
cool.
I always tell people, it's like a show like mine wouldn't be able to exist just anywhere. It takes a really special community to do that. I like I said, this is my 3rd TV station, and you have to have a community of people who is willing to constantly go the step further.
That's so cool.
They're almost every business I've ever had on my show, unless maybe it's like hey, brand new, we just opened our door business. They're usually coming on the show to promote some kind of fundraiser, give back opportunity, discount that they're offering to support this cause kind of a thing. And so I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this community is that your business leaders, your nonprofit communities, all of you guys are working together to really uplift this community, and it's special. It's truly special. I'm a military brat. I moved every 2 to 3 years. This is my 3rd TV station. Like I've truly lived everywhere around the country and then some. And so when I say Reno is special, I mean it.
Hold on. You said you guys. You've been in the community now 4 years. Should we give her a pass?
We'll give her a pass.
Should we give her a pass?
You know what?
Should we give her? Is she a part of the community?
I'm blown away. She's only been here 4 years. I would have thought you grew up here.
Right.
I really felt that just because of how connected you are.
What
That's
do y'all
hilarious.
say?
So-
Is y'all better?
So-
I lived in the South for about 15
what do you think?
years.
Should we give her a pass? Does she
Of
get
course,
a
she
badge?
gets a pass.
She gets a badge.
Yeah.
Badge.
You get a Reno badge.
She got a pass.
We got to make her one.
a badge.
Okay.
Reno badge. You're a Renoite.
I'm a Renoite now.
There you go.
She's
Oh,
been
yeah,
on the Renoite.
Wait, I
so-
thought this whole time you guys were making fun of me for saying you guys because I know how Midwest that is.
No, it is.
Oh.
It is. You're right.
I was like, that's my Ohio
No.
blood. I'm surprised my accent hasn't come out because I lived in the South for 15
no.
years. So
We are a community.
We are a community, yeah.
That is really trying to push the needle forwards. That's really trying to support people. This whole show is all about trying to support other nonprofits and business leaders and whoever else that we want to highlight that week.
Yeah.
2.5 years, we've been putting all sorts of people on the show, and there's been small nonprofits that have been on the show, and then they get connections after being on the show.
Yeah.
And that's our vision, and so we as a community work really hard to try to lift each other up. And I think that comes back to that idea that we are an island.
Yeah.
And if we don't collaborate and work together, that is so dangerous.
Yeah.
So dangerous. When you isolate yourself somewhere that's an island,
Yeah.
you'll die.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are in such a sweet spot too with the size of Reno. It's got all of these big city perks, but a really small town feel. And I think that's again another thing that makes it unique. Where you talk about being like seven people removed from a celebrity or whatever. I'm like here in Reno, you're like 2 people removed from anybody at any time. Like it's
That's for
like
sure.
you know what I mean.
That's so
And then you find out they're literally all related, and you're like, oh, that's your cousin, that's your
Oh,
uncle.
okay.
Okay, makes sense now and stuff. But but it is that feeling of just like, it does not take long to get connected, and people are so willing to connect. And so if there's ever anybody that you've wanted to meet or people you've wanted to collaborate with, I will say the very first thing you do is to simply ask, because 9 out of 10 times they want to collaborate with you too.
For sure. What advice would you have for a nonprofit?
Wait.
You just got cut up.
Wait a second. So I hear what you're trying to say, and I agree that a lot of people do want to collaborate, but we've ran into some nonprofits I will not name because that's rude.
Oh, I didn't know it was that kind of show. We
get into the tea a little bit.
Okay.
We get into tea a little
She
bit.
digs it.
That's not tea, Katie. That's Coca-Cola.
Is it though?
I don't know. It might not be.
Not a sponsor yet.
So yet. They're not gonna sponsor us.
You never know unless you ask.
Exactly.
I agree with you in the concept.
Yeah.
There are people that want to collaborate. But the reality is we have people that do not want to collaborate with us.
Yeah.
That have said we do not want to collaborate with you. And a lot of it is funding. A lot of it is
true.
You talk to Katie or you talk to another person, right? Mm-hmm. So there's hurt feelings, there's weirdness, people are hard. People are frustrating. People are cold.
Well, we're
sometimes.
all broken in our own way, right? We've all been through life, and
we're all broken in our own way. I completely agree. But to close off collaboration, even though it could be a good thing for people, I think is evil. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about, I want to push those people. If you're listening to this and you don't want to collaborate with people, I want to push you. Mm-hmm. You need to collaborate. You need to open your mind. You need to be able to say, I am here as a nonprofit leader or working in a nonprofit to help people. And so by working with other nonprofits, working with other community leaders, that is what's going to better serve the client, the individual.
Yeah.
And so, I do agree that there is some people doing good here, but I also think there's some bad players.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to find that anywhere, to be honest. I think of that as like, when people talk about church trauma, right? I love so much about the church, but I am not without my own scars from the church. You know what I mean? And when you narrow it down to like, okay, where did I have conflict in the church? It was with this one person at a very vulnerable time in my life, or it was with this group where I just didn't really see eye to eye, or it was like I went to this church, I thought it was going to be great, and a year in, it turned out that we didn't really see the same goals and stuff and the same purpose of church, right? And so you can always find bad eggs. It's human nature and stuff. And I think that there's two points I want to make to that, because I have also worked with some bad eggs.
Yeah.
Is one, that's okay. Mm-hmm. People can be difficult, and people can be mean, and people can be rude, and people can tell you no. Yeah. I have told people no, not because I don't want to collaborate with them, but because now's not the right time. Yep. And that's kind of leads me to my second point, is that if you are not in a place right now where you are able to collaborate, or maybe you cannot collaborate in the ask that is being asked of you, figure out where you can find common ground. Maybe you can't donate money, but you can say, hey, I will volunteer my time. Maybe you can't donate your time, but you can volunteer your money. You can donate a raffle prize. I think there's a lot of ways in which collaboration can work that may not necessarily be what you might be proposing to the nonprofit or to the business. Because you're right, like things are really tough right now. I mean, I was just talking to somebody earlier today about, the uncertainty of funding from the government has a lot of people on edge. Is this the week we lose, our grants, our funding, or is this week we suddenly get it all back, and I think that uncertainty leads to a lot of scared people. And so I think a lot of the times when people say no, it may come across as very rude, but I think a lot of the times it is truly fear. And so I think it's important that you speak into the fear and be like, hey, don't let fear hold you back. Yes. But also I acknowledge the fear. I acknowledge the fact that like, hey, I have been scared too, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then if the answer is still no, that's okay, because I'm sure the next door would be yes.
But as leaders, though, we have to be brave and say yes in the midst of fear. Yes. Right?
And if not, invest your time where it will matter and have the biggest impact. So if it's still no to work with those people, be kind, agree to disagree, and move forward where you can. Invest your energy to make it impactful.
Yeah, because you'll find those people. You'll find the people who want to work with you, who want to uplift the communities in the same way that you do and stuff. And honestly, I think that's where longevity is going to be the biggest kind of deciding factor in how long people last. I do believe that collaboration is the key to long-term success because, like you said, we're not islands. We can't do it on our own as individuals, as individual people or individual organizations, nonprofits, businesses, and stuff. And so if you are listening to this and you feel like you're on an island, that is a very dangerous place to be. It is a dangerous place, and so, now is the time to be like, don't harbor in. That'd be like, COVID all over again. You know how that happened, right? Is like we all shut down, and look at where we are 6 years later. We're still feeling the effects of that. And for a lot of people, they're not here anymore because of that. We don't want your business or your nonprofit to be the same way.
Right, and it can't be the same way.
Yeah.
No, I mean, nothing can be the same. We have to be able to progress and move forwards, or else it could literally mean death for an individual.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. You guys literally do deal with clients who are on that fence between life and death. Yeah,
and that's I think about that sometimes when and I'm not saying I'm perfect. Chaz knows. He gets those phone calls at midnight where I'm like, dude, this person, geez Louise, I can't believe they said that. Mm-hmm. and it's frustrating. It's hard because people are hard. Yeah. I don't want any of our viewers to ever think that running Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet or running any nonprofit like this is an easy endeavor.
Never.
No. And it's easy to collaborate with. Oh, you work with all these people, Eddie House and Bristlecone, blah blah blah. You work with it's not. There's no magic trick. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's messy. And there's asks. There are things that you never thought you'd have to do to be able to make sure that the individual client that needs that blanket gets a blanket. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I love that you're uplifting people. I love that you're showcasing things that are happening in our community. And I think it's so vital to get that word out to so many people. So thank you for doing what you do. Yeah, thank you for being you. Thank you for hosting the show, having us on the show. Yes. And, when we're showcasing something. And it's really important that people know that there's things going on in the community and that people need help. Yeah. Because for me, it's really easy to get wrapped up into my daily life where I don't need a blanket every day. Mm-hmm. I don't need a coat every day. Yeah.
We have a lot to be grateful for, right? Right. Gratitude's important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gratitude without action to follow through, though, I think is where we can also get a little stuck. I'm so grateful. I'm going home to a beautiful husband and a baby and a roof over my head and air conditioning. It's 75 degrees outside. This is great. But I think that's where action comes in. And I think those are the people that really do step up and become the community leaders that people want to look to and be like, wow, look at all they have and how much they give back. And it's almost always the give back that really sets them apart from everyone else.
That was good. That was really good. That's gonna be
one of those TikTok moment.
That's genuine, and that's one of the AI clips is gonna
I'm gonna create a TikTok clip of just that.
That's powerful. That's true though.
Well, thank you.
I like that. Gratitude into action, right? It's powerful.
I guess we're gonna steal that and make our slogan.
I think you should. Please do. I'd like 5 cents every single time you use it. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll get rid of this.
No. Hey, no. Oh. Our cliche saying is be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you for
essentially
being
the same thing.
Change, yeah.
I think that's a cliche. That's just straight up truth. That's like preaching.
I love it.
Straight up truth.
Straight up truth.
So what else do you want to plug, Kate?
Oh gosh, what do I want to plug? I never get to plug anything. Well, of course, I would love everyone to watch my show. It airs on KOLO 8, 9 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. It is all live. It is so much fun. It's fun to preview events and new restaurants and businesses, nonprofits that are either offering new programs or holding fundraisers and events. There's truly something for everyone on my show. It's kind of a Mary Poppins bag, if you will. You just never know what you're gonna get on any given day. So it's really fun. So I'd appreciate it if you tune in. Follow me on Instagram if I could do that.
Of course.
KOLO 8 Morning Break is the show's Instagram. And then, of course, my personal one is just Katey Roshetko TV.
Awesome. And if you're a nonprofit out there and you're needing support for awareness and you're interested in reach out to her. I mean, she's very flexible
really,
and is always has an open door to communicate. And so I really do respect. Anytime I send you an email, even if it's a no or a yes, or you always respond, and that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I truly have an open door, and I say it all the time. I could not do my show without people being willing to give me their time to be on the show. And I know you guys don't really like my smile and waves, but I think
I
it's
like
kinda,
it now.
You like it now?
Props,
Now you know to bring
Thank
a
you,
prop.
JB.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's still
the
awkward.
worst.
30
Did you
seconds
see
of
it?
smiling
I didn't
and
send it to
waving.
you. There's a big old hedgehog that's slowly.
No,
Bring a prop next
Cuddles the
time.
hedgehog.
Throw it at me. It'll be fun.
Oh.
But I want everyone who comes on my show to feel like a rock star. I don't care what you're passionate about. I don't care if you've written a book that 10 people will read, and most of them are your family members. I don't care if you are hosting an event that's going to raise $30,000 for your nonprofit. I mean, my show runs the gambit. I want you on my show because when I don't have guests on my show, it's very boring. It's just me tossing to packages and stories from other parts of the country, which are interesting, but not nearly as interesting as what's happening right here.
So where can if people can they watch the show on Instagram, or is there other place to watch it
so
online?
they can definitely, if you guys don't have television, you don't watch it, you can go to our website kolotv.com. There's a live stream button at the top that you guys can watch it, and then there's also a way where if you hit that button, I believe you can also go back and watch episodes you may have not seen before.
Oh, cool.
And stuff. So I think things get recorded and they stay available for a week or two or so you can definitely do that. So those are the two big things. kolotv.com is where our website is. And there's even a special link if you go to the website on your computer, right there at the top it says Morning Break, and any of our local stories, I write articles, I put hyperlinks to them, clip the interviews so that you can go back and watch them anytime.
I love it.
Awesome. Chaz, do you have any final thoughts today?
I don't. It's been a lot of fun to see the shoe on the other foot. So thank you. And I was nice. I hope that you ask him a really hard question next time he's on your show.
Who did you vote for in the last election, Dave?
Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise.
I know. Thank God.
Don't answer
that.
that.
I'm so
I might.
glad I don't do politics anymore. That was a hard shoe to
It's
cover.
almost politician season, right? It's a busy time for you guys.
Yeah, it is. I know everyone's just kind of putting in I think they put in their final notice for who they're running, what they're running for, if they're running and stuff like that. So,
Well, have fun.
yeah. Just watch my show. We don't do politics.
So if you want to learn more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, please visit getclothes.org. You can get involved by giving financially, by giving clothing, by volunteering. We are all a nonprofit that's about the community and for the community, and we help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Take
Thank
care,
you for
guys.
being here, Katie.
Bye. Thank you, guys.